a news story just breaking as we're recording.
Uh-oh, well, we'll fix it.
And I'll ask you a question about this in a moment. The Wrestling Observer is reporting that WWE's AJ Styles is dealing with a non-injury medical issue. According to this article by Josh Nason, AJ Styles has been off WWE Raw recently due to a non-injury medical issue. According to Dave Meltzer, Styles and Omos, is it Omos or?
He's almost ready to be a wrestler. I don't know if it's...
Styles and Omos were set to face the tag team champions Randy Orton and Riddle on the October 25th edition of Raw, but the match was pulled without explanation. Styles' absence has not been explained, while Omos has not missed any time. Here's a quote from Dave. I'm sure he's going to yell and scream about it at some point, but this is what they said, a non-injury medical issue.
Wait a minute, who's going to yell and scream about it?
I think he means AJ.
Why would AJ be... Okay, first of all, if Uncle Dave knows what the non-injury related issue is, then perhaps he should have told us, because he apparently knows or thinks he knows that AJ Styles is going to be screaming about it. What would he be screaming about?
You didn't let me ask my question.
Well, I'm just saying, this doesn't make any sense. If it's not an injury, then has he got COVID or is he quarantined? Well, why would he be screaming about that?
There's my question. COVID or vasectomy?
What?
Non-injury medical issue. He's off TV for the last week. People were freaking out. COVID or vasectomy?
Well, where did vasectomy come from?
I'm thinking, what else could it be? A non-injury medical issue. That's not an injury. That's an elective surgery.
Well, but how do we know he had that at all?
We don't know.
Well, then you're just spreading shit just at random.
Isn't he very religious? This is a way to get around condoms.
Oh, I think he's just like a Southern Baptist or some kind of Georgia religious person. They're allowed to use proper adult birth control like normal people. I don't have any idea what this would be, except if he just either had to quarantine or whatever. They didn't tell the truth about Keith Lee. I don't know why anybody would be, embarrassed like, oh, don't tell him I got COVID. Or upset about it or whatever. It's happened to a lot of people.
Well, he is somewhat outspoken in his thoughts and beliefs, AJ Styles. Would that be maybe something where he's going to yell and scream about it because he tested positive for COVID? You think that would cause him to yell and scream?
Okay. First of all,
the only other thing he's yelled and screamed about has been Paul Heyman.
Have we ever determined that he really believes the earth is flat or he's just fucking around?
I haven't heard anyone say that he doesn't believe it. But we don't have any concrete evidence like AJ saying the world is flat to point to.
But he just said there was things that needed to be discussed about it or something. But is he an anti-vaccine person also? And in case, maybe he would be embarrassed. But I don't know. I don't know why they're so. Also, here's another thing.
Do you think he'll blame Paul Heyman?
Well, everything can be Paul's fault at one point or another, but I remember guys used to just fucking not be on a show and you wouldn't think anything about it unless they say, oh, so-and-so hurt his ankle or so-and-so, hurt his shoulder. What? Okay. If they don't want to tell you the truth, then why do they tell you he's out with a non-injury related? Why? He's out hurt. It's a medical issue. Then all they do is start weasels like you speculating about getting the fucking tubes snipped or whatever.
Ah, so you're saying it's COVID?
I don't know what it is, but it's awful unwieldy to term something a non-injury medical issue. Then, okay, what has he got? Fucking projectile diarrhea or, chronic whooping belch? That just asks more questions or brings up more questions than it answers.
Is there a more WWE way to say it? He has a non-injury medical issue. There's no story. Why are you asking us?
Yeah.
It's clearly a non-injury medical issue.
Then he got checked out at the medical facility and then went over to get his title opportunity.
Wait, I got it. Hair transplant. That's a non-injury medical issue.
Now, okay, but last time I saw AJ, he had a pretty good looking head of hair.
Is it his?
Well, he bought and paid for it. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. It's very straight.
Well, so is AJ.
Well, apparently so. Remember, he was upset about the gay community's support of him way back. Can you name a non-injury medical issue?
Well, again, I mean, I've just to miss one show. Yeah. Fucking diarrhea.
Okay.
I mean, I've worked a few times where I shit myself every time I took a bump, but a non-injury medical issue that would cause you to miss a match could be a raging stomach flu. It could be, I mean, who knows? But the non-injury medical issue, that's just inviting people to go, what the fuck are you hiding? Speak English.